Okay guys, what's up? Welcome to my cooking channel. This is As a Presenter with another video. First off, before we start this video, first things first, I have to say something. I'm sorry. Last week I was supposed to put out a cooking. I don't know why I say cooking again. I was supposed to put out a baking video, but some stuff did not work out how I wanted it to. For example, I was supposed to go to Publix. I did. I went twice. I'm pissed. I went 2 times and still didn't find what I needed. So I had to improvise with what I had. I went to Publix. Okay, so first off, what I was going to make last week was going to be a silken tofu chiffon cake. The 2 times I went to Publix, and this is why I kept backing that video up, because I had like 3 days off last week. I went my first day and my third day off. First day I went, according to Publix online, they said that it was in stock in stores. I went to the store, stuck in a whole hour looking for silken tofu, couldn't find it. Very pissed about it. So they were like, "Oh, do you want us to send you a reminder?" And I was like, "Yeah, please do that." So 2 days later, on Friday, they had messaged me. They had emailed me saying, "Hey, we have silken tofu back in stock." So I went in there on Friday after I was done with my shift. Well, not with my shift, but what I was doing on Friday. I have no idea what I was doing on Friday. I just know I was doing something on Friday. I went after I was done with my shift on Friday. To my surprise, they didn't have it. Not that they didn't have it, it's more like when they had gotten it back in stock, someone else came in and bought all of it. So I was pissed. And I was like, okay, push comes to shove, I'll just buy it off of Amazon. So I will be redoing that video when I can get some silken tofu. Continue with the story. So, because I couldn't get silken tofu, I decided to go with a different tofu and try it out and see how it works. So I was like, I looked it up. The next level of tofu, from soft to hardest, would be firm tofu. So after silken, it's firm. Or it's soft. No, I'm pretty sure it's soft tofu, but they definitely didn't have soft tofu even at Publix. So it's whatever. I learned. I'll live. So anyways, I'll live. I am still mad. I couldn't bring the video like I said. Oh, I wanted to make a dessert video. I couldn't do that. I don't know if that dessert would be considered. That dessert could not be considered vegetarian because there was animal product in it. But vegan, I just said that wrong. That could not be considered vegan because there was animal product in it. I'm pretty sure some vegetarian dishes, recipes can use animal product to a certain margin. So with that being said, I was mad. I'm trying to remember the rest. I hate myself when I do this. So anyway, so I tried out firm tofu. It didn't. I can see why they told us to use silken, because firm tofu is annoying. And it didn't get. When I had made the cake, it didn't get to that consistency. So I made the cake twice because I messed it up the first time. The first time I forgot. This was my fault. I forgot that you were supposed to combine the meringue with the cake batter. So I had cooked off the cake. So what I had done is I had put the cake batter in, and I took the meringue and I smoothed it out on top and I cooked it. Because that's how I thought it was made. And then, like, somewhere in my mind, as it came out the oven, I was cutting it, I was like, I made this wrong. I made this completely wrong. So I was like, I made this completely wrong. So let me go look this up. And then I looked it up, and it was like, you're supposed to mix in the meringue into the cake. And I was like, that explains it. Because I was like, it had the spongy texture, but I was like, but it's in a chiffon. I keep forgetting words. It's in a chiffon cake. It's supposed to have a fluffiness to it. And that fluffiness is why I had to go look at the recipe, because it's been a while since I made a chiffon cake. And I was looking at it, I was like, oh wow, I really did forget stuff. So I went and remade it. That time around, the second time around, it came out good, but like I said before, since the tofu couldn't be like, I said before, the silken tofu would have definitely helped. Would definitely have helped in this situation. But stuff happens. Hopefully I can make that recipe in the near future. That recipe is 100%. When I had tasted the cake, it tasted perfect. It's just the texture that was off. Because with firm tofu, you can only get it so soft. So I went and pureed it. It was another way to soften up the tofu. It worked, but like I said before, it didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. So anyways, as y'all can see in today's video, we are going to be making frittatas. And it's not going to be your regular frittata. In this one, I'm going to put corn, black beans, red pepper, green pepper, diced onion, and parsley in it. When you make a frittata, it's not hard to make per se. It depends on what type of frittata you want. If you want a creamy frittata, then you would put half and half, or whipped cream or something in there. That's what I'm gonna do, because I want a slightly creamy frittata. Plus, I have whipping cream, and I do not want this to spoil, because I don't use whipped cream like that. I don't use heavy whipping cream like that. So this frittata is going to be a little bit on the creamy side, which is fine. If you like creamy frittatas, then put it in there. If you don't like creamy frittatas, don't put it in there. It's that simple. Nothing hard about that. Super simple. I'm just doing it because I like frittatas that way. Another thing, you want to put, well, all this is happening, you want to put your oven on 350 and have that temperature, have it preheat. So then while you're cooking all your vegetables, that would be preheating. So like I said before, you're going to want to cut up onions, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, parsley. I have the dried parsley. Fresh parsley would 100% work better. But the reason why I don't buy fresh parsley like that, because it also goes bad very quickly. And you want corn and black beans. Of course, I'm not going to use fresh corn. I'm using it from the can. You can use fresh corn if you want. Same with black beans. If you want to take the black beans and you want to salt them, and do that. I'm using canned black beans also. So once you have your butter inside your pan, it's melting. I should turn up my heat, so because right now I have it on low. So let me turn it up to a 4 so it can actually melt. Once your butter has melted, you're gonna add your onions to the pan. Onions, red peppers, and green peppers to the pan, and have it all sauteed. Frittatas technically belong to the one pan club, just in case you didn't know, because you can technically cook everything in one pan. I keep going brain dead for a second. Sugar. Anyway, so that up, put it inside your pan, and use it. Because I have some frozen vegetables, I'm also going to be doing that. Also, I forgot, like you can see in the background, you can clearly see the spinach. I'm also going to be using spinach, but the spinach doesn't take long to cook whatsoever. So it's going to be like the last thing I put in. That being said, add your onions and stuff to it. I'm going to be using some frozen vegetables, like I said before, because these are in my freezer and I don't want them. Because just because you put vegetables in the freezer, stop it. It just slows down the rate of it actually going bad. I have to turn up my stove some more because it's not heating up as fast as I wanted to. I mean, it is heating up now. Finally melted. All that. That up even higher. And then while your vegetables are sauteing, what you want to do is grab 12 eggs. Well, this is being sauteed. You want to grab your 12 eggs, you want to crack them and put them in a bowl. And while you're doing that, whisk it all together. Super simple step, no way you can mess it up. Snap, I'm trying to get out the kitchen before that happens. Crap. Damn it. I'm gonna add a bag of frozen vegetables to it. And they're all cooked together. And then, as you know, the seasonings to add to this is your generic seasoning: salt, pepper, add a little paprika for color. Salt. I'm using some chopped onion. Okay. See, I'm the type of person that loves onions. Chopped onion definitely for me. Once it comes out the shape, get it all in fucking. So like I said before, black pepper. Turn the fire down so it doesn't burn. And while that's having all the flavors move each other, start cracking your eggs. Do this over here because we'll have to. When you're doing it, you don't have to separate them. You definitely do not want to separate your egg yolks and your whites. Just grab all 12 and then when you're done, let's all 12 of them together until it's thoroughly blended. If you want to be lazy and use a hand mixer, I'm not saying anything. There's just more dishes you have to clean up. At the end of the day, doing it with your hands a lot faster. You don't have to find those pieces. And at the end of the day, all you gotta do is wash your hands. Inside. First, I started making all the flavors. Finish it. Jumping out the back. The moisture from the other vegetables to, kind of just cook them the spinach. Nice and easy, nothing hard. Now, that's it. my little bit of cream that I had left from when I did, what did I use this for? Marsala. When I had made masala, so I had the cream left over from it. It's not a lot, and that's fine. I wasn't aiming for it to be creamy, so I just wanted it to be slightly creamy. Turn off your stove and wait for the next part. What you want to do now is like separate the crusty yolks. And then you want to mix it until it's all mixed together. Nice and mixed together. Now when it comes to this recipe, there are two ways you can do this. You can take all the vegetables out that you just sauteed, put them in another container temporarily for a minute, and then you can pour your pour your egg in there. And then just put the vegetables back on top of it, which is exactly what it's going to do. Because after that, you can cover it with cheese and plop it in the oven. And the reason why I say this is a one dish thing, technically it's not. You can put other dishes. It's a one dish one because you can put. You don't have to dirty yourself another baking dish to bake this off. You can literally just use this and put it into the oven. That's what I like about this skillet the most. Is that you can cover it, put it into the oven, take it out, and it won't burn. As long as you're keeping an eye on it, it won't burn the pan. Another thing about this, in these pans you don't actually have to put butter in, but I use butter so I can saute stuff. And as you know, when it comes to sauteing, you want to use some type of fat. That's gone. What you're going to want to do now is, I said you want to put your egg in here. What you actually want to do is cool this pan down if you're going to be using the same pan to put inside the oven. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy sink and wash it. And I'm not trying to have the hot pan cook the eggs. I want it. Take this, dry the outside, dry the inside. Now that this has been cooled down, you're going to want to take your egg, and pour it inside. Now you have your egg in there. This is where you can grab your vegetables and literally place it on top. Try to spread them out as much as possible. And I'll just try as much as possible. You don't want too much in one area. Make it as even as possible. And yeah, that's officially done now. After that's done, what you're going to want to do next is the piece of resistance, which is you're going to want your cheese. I decided to use 2 cheeses. I went with Mexican style cheese and mozzarella. And then put as much cheese as you actually like on it. Because at the end of the day, you're making it for yourself first. So make sure I fill up as much as I'm gonna end up using the entire bag. I would love to use fresh cheese, but I had already came home. Like I had decided to make this way home, and I thought I already had fresh cheese in my fridge. I did not, sadly. That's fine. Another way you can do this is you can actually cook the frittata by itself without putting the cheese on. Cook it like halfway and you can put the cheese onto it. So then you get a gooier cheese. And you can have the cheese not burnt, not be solidly melted onto it. Cover up as much as the frittata, the actual frittata as you can. Because I'm a cheese maniac, I'm gonna put all 2 bags of cheese on top. Honestly, I wish I had some black jet cheese to layer on top of this. That'd be the best. Now this won't take long to cook whatsoever. At most, this is probably going to take a good 10 to 15 minutes. So, because I don't trust my oven because how old it is, I'm going to check on it every 5-7 minutes. Okay guys, so I'm gonna keep this video going. It's been 5 minutes since I put it in the oven. I would love to open the oven and show you what it looks like. It's getting there, I can promise you that much. On the board. So before I'm gonna look at it every 5 minutes, see how it turns out. Yeah, see it all in 5 minutes. Okay guys, like I said before, I'm back 5 minutes later. It's still firming up. I would have to say it's not how it looks. the outside of the thing is being cooked, I probably gotta take the top off. Because I don't think it's getting enough heat, the top being on. Take the top of this off. Oh, actually, it might be done, and that's just the melted cheese on top that I keep forgetting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is done. Get something. Now, if you do not want your... Yeah, this is just cheese. No, there's some more. I don't know if this is the egg. Yeah, so I'm gonna let it cook for 5 minutes or so without the top of it being on. See how it turns out. Okay guys, so as you can see, it is done this time around. Let's get us a piece of this. See how it turns out. So like I said before, unless you want your plate in the middle of the night and wake up and strangle you to death, please don't use metal on a skillet. It's like dumbest world to do. As you can see, it's all nice and cooked. God, it's burned up. It's all nice and cooked right there. I can't see. Right there, nice. See how it tastes. I'm about to burn the hell out of my mouth. I can already see it. Like I said before, the whipped cream. The whipped cream, I don't know what. The heavy cream that I used in it, it gives it a slightly, let me turn this off. It definitely gives you that slightly creamy texture, 100%. It's cheesy, everything's cooked. Before it was, I'm happy I let it cook for that extra 5 minutes without the top on. Because before it was done, but it was like, not all the yolk was completely cooked. It wasn't completely at that level yet. But it's good. It's not too salty. It's not too... It's called... It would be better if I made a sauce to put on top of it. I don't know what sauce I'd make. Something that would go with this. Because it's pretty mellow. It's not like savory. But it's pretty mellow. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed my video today. It wasn't a long video. Very happy it wasn't. Let's see. It was 34 minutes and 32 seconds. Nothing hard about that. This is one of those dishes you can make in the morning. Frittatas are good for eating at night, in the morning, as a snack, at lunchtime. Very easy to make. Nothing hard about it. And yeah, I hope you guys take the recipe that I made and you put your own twist on it. Like I said before, generic frittata recipes aren't hard at all to make. You just gotta put some Korean. And when you look up a frittata recipe, don't just use that frittata recipe. Put your own spin on it. Like for example, I took a normal frittata recipe, but the generic one. I added spinach to it. I added corn. I added black beans. I used a little bit of, in a normal frittata recipe, it doesn't call for heavy cream. I added heavy cream because I wanted it to have a slight creamy texture. And you can definitely, when you make it how I did, you will definitely taste that slightly creamy texture. It's good, it's edible, it's definitely belongs in a one pan club. Hope you guys try the recipe yourself, and peace. Thank you for watching my video. If you like what you like, remember to please subscribe, like, and like the video. Share the video to whoever you want to. And have a nice day, guys. Peace.